Cleveland Browns 7-3 versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Look, Jacksonville.
I love the way you say the Jaguars.
The Jacksonville Jaguars.
The Wires.
Look, Cleveland, their run game. When they can get the run game going, the defense is playing fantastic football. I like them. Jacksonville Jaguars. Anyway, Jaguars. The Jaguars. Jaguars. Look, I'm from Florida, man. I'm from Central Florida. We call them the Jaguars. That's what we call them, Jaguars.
You're a real life Florida man.
I am a real life Florida man. I live in Illinois though, because I don't want to be a quote unquote Florida man. Let's see, Cleveland. Baker Mayfield, I actually think is a start this week. Go figure. I don't always have that projection in there. You start both running backs here. I don't really like any of the receivers. I have start grades on a couple of them, but I just don't know what's going to happen with the Cleveland. So I'm just going to stay away from that volatility. You can do better on waivers, I think. Austin Hooper, I like this week a lot. For the Jaguars, I'm going to take James Robinson and honestly nobody else. I have a great start grade on DJ Chark. I have a great start grade on either Luton or Gardner Minshew, but I'm not going to play him. I don't like it. So it's really James Robinson and nobody else for me for the Jaguars. What do you think, David?
Yeah, I mean, if James Robinson can do it against the Steelers in a game where his quarterback was dominant, what did he throw? 4 interceptions?
4, yep.
He can do it against anybody. And I feel like a bit of an idiot. I'm going to be honest. I feel like an idiot because I was endorsing trade away James Robinson.
In redraft specifically.
In redraft.
Yep.
And it still could be validated because they faced Baltimore, Chicago, their last 2 weeks, I should say, in fantasy playoffs. Still could be validated, but right now James Robinson is just – he's a truck, man, and that guy runs so hard it doesn't matter the matchup. I expect they'll probably feed him in that Baltimore game and that Chicago game as well. So if you held on to James Robinson, if you didn't panic and you looked at the production and you didn't freak out, good for you because I traded him away in just about every redraft league I had him in. I only got him in one redraft league left. Browns, it's pretty clear. You know what to do. You start Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb, nobody else.
Yep.
Jarvis Landry, man, I mean, what round's he going to be drafted in next year in redraft leagues? Like the 12th?
Yeah.
He's behind Mecole Hardman in total fantasy points scored this year. Jarvis Landry. Wow. We talked about how awful Mecole Hardman's been. Jarvis Landry doesn't have a single touchdown. How much you think we're going to hear about that positive touchdown regression for Jarvis Landry all offseason long?
Yeah, right.
How he's a great buy low candidate. I'm sure we're going to hear a lot of that. I ain't buying low. I ain't buying low. I'm sorry, Jarvis Landry. You were one of my guys in the heart of your career. You ain't my guy anymore, and it's the Cleveland Browns offense. Baker Mayfield, he's trash. They don't pass the ball enough. I mean, until he's out of Cleveland, I have zero interest in Jarvis Landry at any point in drafts next year. I'll find someone with upside to draft in the 10th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th round before I take a chance on Jarvis Landry again as a Cleveland Brown.
If you're the Cleveland Browns, you could just switch to the super analytics stuff and just play 4-down football. Play 4-down football and hand the ball off every play to either Hunt or Chubb. That's how Cleveland wins.
And feature Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt.
Chubb needs more touches.
60 touches a game for those two guys.
I agree with you, man.
4 pass attempts a game, maybe 10 for Baker Mayfield, not more than that.
I don't think teams beat the Browns if they make sure that both of those guys get 20 touches a game every single game. Seriously, I don't see it happen. Teams cannot stop that run game. But I'll hit you with the line here. Cleveland minus 6.5 versus Jacksonville. Who you got?
6.5. I don't think Cleveland's defense is good enough to cover that. So I'm going to take Jacksonville. I don't love it, but I'm going to take Jacksonville.
I'm going to take the Browns in this spread. I just don't like the Jaguars at all. What they're going to be doing this season. So Cleveland.
I do think Luton has been better than people give him credit for, and I think the falling apart against Pittsburgh was easy to predict. So yeah. I don't think Cleveland's defense has what it takes to do that to Luton.